Hello and welcome. Tonight we're diving into the world where major global news meets the merciless wit of late night television. The planet was absorbing the profound news of Pope Francis's passing on Monday, a moment of reflection for billions. But on the comedy circuit, well, let's just say the mourning period was brief. The gloves came off, the punchlines flew, and absolutely no one was safe. Not even the recently departed Holy Father, and certainly not the political figures caught in the crosshairs. We're talking about a comedic barrage tackling everything, from the timing of the Pope's death to questionable Easter greetings and political prayers. Get ready for a rundown of the jokes that had audiences gasping, laughing, and maybe even clutching their pearls. Late night went there, and we've got all the savage highlights. First, the backdrop. The world learned on Monday morning on April 21st, 2225 that Pope Francis had passed away at the age of 88. The news came with particular poignancy, falling on Easter Monday, just one day after he had led Easter Sunday Mass in St. Peter's Square, blessing the faithful and even holding meetings, including one with US Vice President JD Vance. A picture of devotion right up to the end. But as the tributes poured in, the late night hosts were already sharpening their comedic knives, ready to dissect the situation with their unique, often irreverent perspectives. And leading the charge, as he so often does, was Jimmy Kimmel. Kimmel, master of the observational, slightly absurd take, immediately zeroed in on the timing of the Pope's death, relative to the holiest day on the Christian calendar. Is there anything more Catholic, Kimmel mused to his audience, his voice dripping with mock seriousness, than waiting until Monday to die so you don't upstage Jesus Christ? The audience roared. Kimmel wasn't done. He framed this ultimate act of scheduling courtesy as nothing less than the Pope version of a mic drop, really. Boom! Finding the punchline in the papal passing, suggesting a sort of ultimate considerate exit. Too soon? Perhaps. Classic Kimmel? Absolutely, but Kimmel didn't stop there. He imagined the Pope's final moments, particularly that meeting with Vice President JD Vance the day before his death. With biting wit, Kimmel painted a picture of the Pope's potential final thoughts. Oh man, what a way to go, huh? He quipped. I mean, Holy Father, do you have any last wishes? Well, not this. Not a meet and greet with Vice President Maybelline. No, thank you. Oh, Vice President Maybelline, a clear, savage jab at Vance's appearance, served up while imagining the Pope himself wanting absolutely nothing to do with it as his last earthly act. It's the kind of joke that mixes political commentary with sheer comedic audacity, and Kimmel kept his focus firmly on Vance. He highlighted the Vice President's tweet sent shortly after that Sunday meeting. Vance had written, "Today I met with the Holy Father Pope Francis. I'm grateful for his invitation to meet, and I pray for his good health. Happy Easter!" Kimmel pounced on the tragic irony. "So now we know," Kimmel declared, deadpan. JD Vance is bad at praying too. Brutal, linking Vance's prayers for good health directly to the Pope's passing less than 24 hours later. It's a dark, politically charged punchline that landed like a ton of bricks. But no late night roast involving major world events would be complete without mentioning Donald Trump. Kimmel reported, with barely concealed amusement, that Trump had announced his intention to attend the Pope's funeral. Kimmel mocked Trump's apparent enthusiasm, quoting him as saying they're looking forward to being there, then twisting the knife, like he got tickets to Coachella or something. Adele framing attendance at a papal funeral like scoring tickets to a music festival perfectly captures Kimmel's view of Trump's perceived lack of decorum. And then Kimmel delivered the ultimate speculative punchline, tapping into anxieties and criticisms surrounding the former president. "What are the chances Trump declares himself Pope?" he asked the audience, pausing for effect. "They're not zero." A joke? Yes, but one rooted in years of satirizing Trump's perceived ego and norm-breaking behavior. The audience ate it up. Kimmel wasn't just focused on the Pope's passing. He, along with other hosts, also skewered the political messaging surrounding the Easter holiday itself, particularly from Trump, comparing Trump's fiery Easter Sunday message, which included mentions of radical left lunatics, murderers, Drug lords and various gang members, to the tone of the infamous Zodiac killer, Kimmel didn't hold back. We have a president who addresses the nation like the Zodiac killer on Easter Sunday. He stated flatly, a harsh comparison highlighting the jarring contrast between the holiday's message of peace and the aggressive political rhetoric. He also found room for a lighter, more observational jab, noting the simultaneous appearance of Melania Trump and the Easter Bunny at the White House Easter event. We see Melania and the Easter Bunny on the same schedule. Kimmel quipped, once a year at this time. A classic joke playing on Melania's often perceived low public profile. Other hosts joined the fray, taking aim at the political Easter messages, with their own distinct styles. Greg Gutfeld, offering a perspective often different from Kimmel or Maher, still found humor in Trump's aggressive Easter post. Gutfeld joked, Trump then deported the Easter Bunny to El Salvador, a satirical jab imagining Trump's immigration rhetoric extending even to beloved holiday mascots. Over on HBO, Bill Maher brought his signature cynical, politically incorrect lens to the holiday. He quipped about how tech mogul Elon Musk might perceive the central tenet of Easter. Oh my gosh, my favorite holiday on the Christian calendar. The day when we celebrate Jesus being resurrected from the dead. Or, Maher added, twisting it, as Elon Musk sees it, an elaborate scheme to defraud Social Security. A perfect Maher joke, targeting both religious belief and the perceived worldview of tech billionaires in one go. Maher also continued the Trump critique, painting a picture of hypocrisy. Trump is honoring the day, Maher charged, by locking up guys named Jesus, and he pardoned Pontius Pilate. A sharp, historically layered joke accusing Trump of actions antithetical to the spirit of the holiday he was ostensibly celebrating. So what does this late night joke fest tell us? It's a stark reminder that in the world of comedy, especially topical political comedy, almost nothing is sacred. The passing of a major world religious figure, fair game, especially the timing and the surrounding political interactions. Aggressive holiday messages from politicians, ripe for parody and savage critique. These comedians, each with their own style and audience, act as modern-day court jesters, using humor to process, critique, and often mock the news cycle's biggest events and most powerful figures. Jimmy Kimmel, with his relatable exasperation and sharp eye for absurdity. Bill Maher, with his cynical libertarian atheist viewpoint and willingness to offend. Greg Gutfeld, offering satire from a different angle. They reflect and perhaps shape public discourse, finding laughter in unexpected, sometimes uncomfortable places. Was it too soon to joke about the Pope's passing? Did the political jabs cross a line? That's the debate that always follows such moments. For fans of late night comedy, this is part of the appeal. The willingness to push boundaries, to speak truth to power, or at least mock power mercilessly, and to find a release valve for the tension of major news events through laughter. The jokes about Vance's prayers, Trump's funeral enthusiasm, or the Pope's mic drop exit aren't necessarily meant to diminish the solemnity for believers, but rather to highlight the often bizarre, surreal, and politically charged context surrounding such events in our modern media landscape. And while the Pope and Easter messages dominated the monologue jokes, the late night world kept spinning. Over on the panel show Have I Got News For You, for instance, comedian George Wallace and political commentator Alyssa Farah Griffin were busy dissecting another unexpected cultural moment. Senator Bernie Sanders making a surprise appearance at a Coachella Music Festival the previous Saturday. Even political figures known for serious policy couldn't escape the late night analysis when they wandered into the pop culture sphere. But the main event, the comedic chorus that echoed across the airwaves, was undoubtedly the reaction to Pope Francis's passing and the political theater surrounding it. From Kimmel's mic drop analysis to Maher's cynical takes and Gutfeld's Easter Bunny deportation, the comedians process the news the only way they know how, with punchlines. So whether you found the jokes hilarious, harsh, or simply head-scratching, they offered a unique snapshot of how our culture grapples with moments of profound significance, often through the lens of laughter, however dark or controversial it might be. Late night proved once again, when major news breaks, the jokes will inevitably follow, offering commentary, catharsis, or maybe just a little bit of comedic chaos. Funny, offensive, a necessary release? You be the judge. That's the wrap on how Late Night tackled the big stories this time around. Thanks for tuning in, keep laughing or groaning, and we'll catch you next time for more highlights and low blows from the world of comedy and entertainment. Good night.